Chapter 297. UQ Ju Yan. On the incomplete Yin scroll given by Jade Fairy, there were 4 secret arts. They were ranked 8th as the Great Yin Space Technique, 6th as the Great Yin Spirit Arts, 5th as the Great Yin Phoenix Technique, and the most powerful one was the Great Yin Burial Technique, ranked 3rd. As a Sun-level cultivation technique, the Yin and Yang scroll could be said to be world-shaking. Even a single one of these arts would be enough to cause everyone to fight over it. Naturally, the secret arts recorded within it were incomparably domineering. Yin Juxuan had become a giant in the star-severing mountain range with just one Great Yin Spirit Arts. Although Xiaoyan had only learned the Great Yin Space Technique, he had already gained much from it. The toughness and fierceness of the flame mantra burning spell combined with the softness of the cold dark water. The newly born power seemed to open a new world in front of Xiaoyan, and countless insights followed. After successfully cultivating the Great Yin Space Technique, Xiaoyan opened his eyes, and a trace of a smile flashed across them. The origin key on his fists danced, containing seemingly infinite power. The monic skill of the Great Yin Space Technique, Yin Space. It can actually affect the vibration of space. Xiaoyan murmured to himself, then suddenly threw out both fists. The space in front of him trembled at a frequency visible to the naked eye. In the next moment, a continuous spatial vibration rumbled outward. The intense compression of the air caused the surrounding giant rocks to shatter. Taking a deep breath, Xiaoyan looked at the destruction with satisfaction. Although it was only ranked 8th on the Yin scroll, it was still a unique skill. If used in battle, even a true Monic Emperor could be momentarily affected. When Yin Kang comprehended the Great Yin Spirit Arts, he walked its path and mastered many Monic skills. Xiaoyan sat cross-legged again, his eyes gleaming thoughtfully. After a long silence, he sighed. One should not bite off more than one could chew. Although each secret art could allow one to comprehend many corresponding Monic skills, it was too time-consuming. Moreover, although his cultivation technique had already merged Yin and Yang, his focus remained on the flame mantra burning spell. It was enough to learn only the core moves of each secret art. There was no need to exhaust himself mastering every Monic skill. Although this skill isn't very destructive, it's still a supplementary Monic skill. After some thought, Xiaoyan smiled gently and no longer hesitated. With the current level of his cultivation, having undergone the fusion of Yin and Yang, his most powerful Monic skill, the 3rd style of the White Tiger Arts, the White Tiger Spiritual Spell, should now be usable up to 3 times. I heard from Zuna and Kai Lin that Mahiyu's strength has already reached the level of entering the realm in Valley. Back then, Yuan Shenmu's strength when facing Shintu wasn't something ordinary people could compare to. Xiaoyan returned to his senses and sank into thought. Even now, he didn't have full confidence in defeating the former Yuan Shenmu. As for Mahiyu, her true strength remained unknown. And then there's Wu Shaoqi. I wonder how strong she'll become if she fears her. Xiaoyan patted his head with a bitter smile. He suddenly realized that his true rivals were finally beginning to appear. There are less than 20 days left. Kai Lin's weapon is nearly complete. Let's see if it can be improved again in this time. Xiaoyan pursed his lips, and his expression grew resolute. He stopped thinking and returned to cultivation. 5 days later, Xiaoyan opened his eyes. From meditation, he stood and left Heavenly Peak to find Zuna and Kai Lin. He handed Kai Lin a weapon forged from the Xiaoao. It was a silver spear. The spearhead shimmered with spiritual light like a dragon or snake, its body etched with profound flame patterns. After the Xiaoao was merged with the Star Moon's immortal copper, its power was greatly enhanced. The moment Xiaoyan took out the spear, it seemed to come alive. It looked like a giant dragon ready to soar into the sky. A spiritual light flashed across Kai Lin's beautiful eyes. Her slender body moved, and the origin Monic key swirled around her like a 9-colored python. She instantly grasped the long spear. It trembled briefly before settling obediently in her hand. A heavenly weapon. Kai Lin frowned slightly, feeling the heavy spear's power. When Xiaoyan nodded, A rare smile blossomed on her usually cold face. She had seen the heavenly weapon Xiaoyan gave Zuna and felt a hint of envy in her heart. Now, without realizing it, she had received one no less powerful. Hong Long. Zuna has the Jade Flawless Sword. With this heavenly weapon, you'll surely achieve great results in the inner courtyard competition. Xiaoyan smiled as he looked at the two girls. The heavenly weapon, shaped like a sword, had been named the Jade Flawless Sword by Zuna. Xiaoyan naturally had no objections. It's excellent. After testing the spear, Kailin nodded in satisfaction. A strange light flickered in her eyes. Holding it brought a mysterious sense of comfort, as if the weapon was connected to her very soul. Upon hearing Kailin's words, the Xiaoao spirit inside Xiaoyan couldn't help but roll its eyes and mutter something. Xiaoyan ignored it. Let's call it the Nine-Flame Spear. Kailin's gaze softened as she looked at Xiaoyan. She gripped the spear tightly. She didn't know why, but this weapon gave her a deep sense of familiarity. Xiaoyan nodded, understanding the meaning behind the name. 9 symbolized the 9-colored heaven-swallowing python. Flame referred to himself, Xiaoyan. Through this name, Kailin had silently expressed her love for him. Zuna's eyes lit up as she understood instantly. Looking at the 9-flame spear in Kailin's hand, she couldn't resist anymore. Sister Lin, let me test your 9-flame spear. It's been many days, and aside from fighting husband Xiaoyan, I've never sparred with another heavenly weapon. Kailin laughed, her voice crisp as bells. She waved the spear and cut through the air. Sure. Seeing the two girls eager to duel, Xiaoyan quietly slipped away. The inner courtyard competition was approaching fast. Even atop Heavenly Peak, he could feel the growing tension in the air, leaving no room for complacency. As the day drew closer, many students training outside returned. From different places across the inner academy, powerful students emerged daily from the illusory spirit realm, their spirits high and filled with fighting intent. Even the usually quiet spirit pavilion welcomed more people by the day. Treasures useful for the competition were nearly all exchanged. The square teemed with people, each aiming for a higher rank in the competition. Time passed quickly in this tense atmosphere. The next day, before dawn, the inner academy's canyon was shrouded in a cool, misty fog. Suddenly, a melodious bronze bell rang out, spreading instantly throughout Yunlo Academy. Buzz! The sound echoed across all the mountain peaks, shattering clouds like a vast immortal melody. It carried a single message to everyone. The inner courtyard competition has begun. Chapter end. Please guys like, comment, share, and subscribe.